There once lived a great warrior. Though quite old, he still was able to defeat any challenger. His reputation extended far and wide throughout the land, and many students gathered to study under him. One day, an infamous young warrior arrived at the village. He was determined to be the first man to defeat the great master. Along with his strength, he had an uncanny ability to spot and exploit any weakness in an opponent. He would wait for his opponent to make the first move, thus revealing a weakness, and then would strike with merciless force and lightning speed. No one had ever lasted with him in a match beyond the first move. Much against the advice of his concerned students, the old master gladly accepted the young warrior's challenge. As the two squared off for battle, the young warrior began to hurl insults at the old master. He threw dirt and spit in his face. For hours he verbally assaulted him with every curse and insult known to mankind. But the old warrior merely stood there motionless and calm. Finally, the young warrior exhausted himself. Knowing he was defeated, he left feeling shamed, somewhat disappointed that he did not fight the insolent youth. The students gathered around the old master and questioned him. "How could you endure such an indignity? How did you drive him away? If someone comes to give you a gift and you do not receive it," the master replied, "to whom does the gift belong?" The moral lesson from this story is about emotional control and the power of non-reaction. When someone sends negativity to you, like insults or anger, you don't have to accept it. If you refuse to take it, it remains with the person who offered it, often harming them instead. This teaches that true strength comes from inner peace and self-mastery, not from physical force or retaliation. Learning to control our responses to the actions of others is key. By staying calm, we can defeat provocation without engaging in conflict. Let's break down the story sentence by sentence to uncover its layers. This analysis shows how the narrative builds to reveal the lesson, using elements like character contrast, building tension, and a wise punchline. We will start with the sentence. There once lived a great warrior. Though quite old, he still was able to defeat any challenger. This introduces the old master as someone whose strength isn't just physical, it's enduring and proven over time. His age suggests wisdom and experience, not weakness. It sets up the idea that true power goes beyond youth or brute force, hinting at the story's theme of inner strength. His reputation extended far and wide throughout the land, and many students gathered to study under him. Is the next sentence. The master's fame draws followers, showing he's not just a fighter, but a teacher. This emphasizes respect and legacy, contrasting with the young warrior's aggressive approach later. It implies that real mastery involves guiding others, not just winning battles. Let's review the next sentence. One day, an infamous young warrior arrived at the village. He was determined to be the first man to defeat the great master. The young warrior is infamous, meaning he's known for negative reasons, like ruthlessness. His determination highlights arrogance and ambition, setting him up as the antagonist. This line creates anticipation for a clash, but the story subverts expectations by avoiding a physical fight. Let's look at the meaning of the sentence. Along with his strength, he had an uncanny ability to spot and exploit any weakness in an opponent. This describes his tactic, finding flaws and attacking them. It's a metaphor for how people in real life might probe for emotional vulnerabilities, like insecurities, to gain an advantage. It builds the young warrior as clever but predatory, relying on others' mistakes rather than his own merit. What is being expressed by the following sentence? He would wait for his opponent to make the first move, thus revealing a weakness, and then would strike with merciless force and lightning speed. His strategy is reactive and opportunistic, waiting for others to slip up. This underscores patience and aggression, but it also foreshadows his downfall. He needs the opponent to act first, which the master refuses to do. The line, "No one had ever lasted with him in a match beyond the first move," reinforces his undefeated record, heightening the stakes. It makes the reader expect a dramatic showdown, but the story pivots to show that victory does not always require physical action. The line, much against the advice of his concerned students, the old master gladly accepted the young warrior's challenge, shows that the students' worry shows their care for the master, but his glad acceptance reveals confidence and composure. It highlights his willingness to face adversity without fear, teaching that challenges are opportunities for growth. The line, "As the two squared off for battle," the young warrior began to hurl insults at the old master, illustrates that instead of fighting, the young warrior uses words as weapons, trying to provoke a reaction. This shifts the battle from physical to psychological, illustrating how conflicts often start with verbal attacks meant to unsettle the other person. The explanation for "he threw dirt and spit in his face. For hours he verbally assaulted him with every curse and insult known to mankind" follows. The escalation to physical disrespect, dirt, and spit, and prolonged verbal abuse shows the young warrior's desperation and lack of control. It's an attempt to force a weakness, but it also reveals his own immaturity. He's exhausting his energy on negativity. The line, "But the old warrior merely stood there motionless and calm," shows that this is the turning point. The master's non-reaction is his move or lack thereof. It demonstrates supreme self-control, showing that stillness can be more powerful than action. By not engaging, he denies the young warrior the opening he needs. The explanation for: finally, the young warrior exhausted himself. Knowing he was defeated, he left feeling shamed. Is next. The young warrior defeats himself through his own efforts. His shame comes from realizing his tactics failed, emphasizing that unchecked anger backfires on the aggressor. The explanation for somewhat disappointed that he did not fight the insolent youth. The students gathered around the old master and questioned him. "How could you endure such an indignity? How did you drive him away?" follows. The students' disappointment reflects a common human desire for direct confrontation. Their questions allow the master to explain, turning the story into a teaching moment. The meaning of the question: "If someone comes to give you a gift and you do not receive it," the master replied, "to whom does the gift belong?" follows. This metaphor is the story's core wisdom. Insults are like unwanted gifts if you do not accept them. By reacting, they stay with the giver. It reframes negativity as something we can choose to reject, empowering the targeted receiver. Overall, the story uses a simple fable structure: setup, introducing characters, conflict, the challenge and insults, climax, non-reaction, and resolution, the lesson. It contrasts the young warrior's external aggression with the master's internal peace, showing that emotional intelligence often wins over physical prowess. So, how does this story apply to daily life? This tale isn't just about ancient warriors. It's a guide for handling everyday conflicts in a world full of stress and negativity. In daily life, we often face young warriors, people who provoke us through criticism, rudeness, or drama. By applying the master's approach, we can protect our peace and avoid unnecessary battles. For instance, imagine a coworker who constantly criticizes your work to make themselves look better. If you argue back, you might escalate the situation, wasting energy and creating tension. But if you stay calm and focus on your tasks, their negativity bounces back to them. They might end up looking petty or unprofessional, while you maintain your reputation. Another example: on social media, someone might post hateful comments to bait a response. Reacting could lead to a heated exchange that ruins your day. Instead, ignoring or blocking them keeps the gift of anger with them, allowing you to scroll on without stress. In personal relationships, like with a family member who nags or insults during an argument, responding in kind might prolong the fight. Choosing silence or a calm reply can de-escalate things, showing maturity and often leading the other person to reflect on their behavior. Ultimately, this lesson promotes being aware of your emotions and choosing your responses wisely. It reduces stress, builds resilience, and fosters better interactions, reminding us that we can't control others' actions, but we can control if we react or respond. In a fast-paced world, this kind of inner strength helps us navigate challenges without losing ourselves.